Strong team win, good mentality, tight first half, then we take the lead. I thought we were doing a pretty good job of controlling things at that point, but we then quickly allowed in transition the equalizer. We made some subs and changed a little bit the way we played, and I thought our winning goal was really well done. Danny's defensive positioning helped start the play, Danny Masovsky, because he got a little touch on the ball, and then I think it went to Pancho and quickly to Sifu, and Danny ran really hard, and the finish was excellent. But I go back to the mentality of the team in a game where it's tight, it's hard. Obviously, Austin is a team here at home right now that's just playing for everything, full energy. You know, they have a good team, but it hasn't gone their way as a first-year team, and you can just tell they're still pushing every game hard. And so I thought our group handled that part really well.
Recording in progress.
All right, thank you. We'll get started with Katya. Go ahead, Katya.
Thanks, Ed. Hi, Bob. Congrats on the win.
Thanks, Katya.
I wanted to ask you more about Danny and what you've seen from him in terms of his evolution as a player. You mentioned that great finish that he had and just the energy that he brought when he came in.
For Danny, it's just been a constant effort to try to get him to think faster and play faster, and that he still at times, the game goes by him too easily. And he's heard many of these kind of discussions, but I think late you can see some progress, and obviously when he came on the field today, he was very motivated because I think he feels confident that lately it's been going in a good direction.
And you talked about the team's mentality. Just how proud are you in a game like this when you see them fight and come back, being able to close the game when over and over you mentioned before those little details that weren't there, and now seeing that progress?
Yeah, look, I think every time this question gets asked, I point out that we've been a good team, but this year we've had days where we've played well, we've had chances, maybe we've paid for mistakes, and yet you can't make excuses. You can't say the numbers look good, we should be winning, or we're unlucky. That just doesn't fly. So you have to look hard at little things and keep trying to get better. We see the picture of the way we play and feel good about that. And now we're just continuing to try to develop a stronger mentality so that even on a day where maybe our football's not at its best, we still find ways to win.
Thank you. Andy Diaz, so go ahead, Andy.
Hey, Bob, how's it going?
Good, Andy.
Bob, just a quick injury question and then another follow-up on Atuesta's injury, how that looks, and also on Tristan Blackman's progression. And then secondly, just if you could take me through what you saw on the Austin goal defensively, what happened on that breakdown?
The Austin goal, Murray's positioning was not good. Fall, then his positioning wasn't good. Our reactions defensively when the play went by us at the very end. Tomas came out quickly. Moon might have been able to make a play when it came off the post, but up the field more. Might have been a moment where we didn't need to press, where we just stayed in a little bit of a mid-block. I think Cheeky then thought he could step up, and the ball got by him, and then that started the chain of events. Tristan, I think, is coming around, but still just working through the adductor stuff. He hasn't been in full training. We're hoping that maybe in the next week or so that we might get him back into regular training. But until I see him in regular training, it's hard to give you a time frame. And Edward, yes, ankle sprain on the play where he started to dribble. He did a really good, it was around the 38th minute of the last game, and they got a piece of him. He was pretty sore, the overall scan and image wasn't so bad. So I don't know whether that means he's a possibility for Portland or whether he needs a little more time. He stayed behind, and so we'll know more when we see him tomorrow.
Thanks, Bob.
All right, thank you. Fred Altieri, go ahead, Fred.
Hi, Bob. Two quick questions. First of all, could you talk about the physical intensity on the pitch tonight and how your guys persevered? And secondly, how instrumental was it when you brought in Jordan Harvey? And what does he mean to the team when he's on the field with them?
Yeah, it was a physical game, but I thought our way of handling plays was quite good. I think we still tried to focus on how we do things collectively so that when one guy has a chance to go for a ball, he always feels like there's other guys that are around him, so he's not having to deal with a situation all on his own. We work hard on being a team that reacts quickly, gets the balls first. So I thought that those things in moments were very good. I look at the first half, and in the moments we stepped up to press, they had a hard time getting out of their half, and I thought we did a good job in those ways. I didn't like in the first half that when we created some advantages, our final touches weren't sharp, and then a couple times we were satisfied to shoot from 25 or 30 yards instead of making a play and getting into the box and making a better chance. Jordan is an important guy. You know, he's at the back end of his career, but from the first day that he came to LAFC, he's been one of the hardest workers. He's a guy that everybody has tremendous respect for. And if you bring him on late in the game, you always know that his concentration and his leadership will help.
All right, thanks. I think last thing, Bob, Danny Crisostomo made his first MLS start tonight. What did you kind of think? What were your impressions of his game tonight?
Yeah, I thought Danny did a very good job. You know, he gives the midfield stability. You know, I thought together with Pancho, their understanding was good. It comes from a lot of days in training. Danny's defensive reactions to cover certain situations helped us a lot. And I thought there was a good relationship between Danny and Pancho in the center of the field. And then obviously Sifu, we give a little bit more freedom, but he was connected to those two in a lot of good ways throughout the game as well.